In 1957, a Brazilian farmer became the first person ever documented to be taken aboard a spacecraft, and the military doctor who examined him afterward confirmed physical evidence he couldn't explain. In 1978, a pilot called air traffic control mid-flight to report a UFO hovering directly above him. The transmission cut to a metallic scraping sound, and he was never found. In 1993, a second car of complete strangers, people who had never met the woman making the claim, independently corroborated her abduction story. These are 10 alien abductions that scientists still can't explain. Let's get into it. In our number 10 spot today, the first documented alien abduction on record. Brazilian farmer Antônio Vilas-Boas, 23 years old, working his field at night because apparently the days were too hot, when a craft descended and he was pulled aboard. A military doctor examined him afterward and documented radiation burns and skin lesions consistent with high-dose radiation exposure. No conventional explanation was ever confirmed. This case set the template for alien abduction reports that would follow for the next 70 years. Cool origin story, I guess. Next up, January 6th, 1976, 3 women, Louise Smith, Mona Stafford, and Elaine Thomas, are driving home from a birthday dinner when a bright craft appeared and their car accelerated to 85 miles an hour with nobody controlling it. They lost an hour and a half of time and went to the police immediately. All 3 were separately hypnotized by independent researchers, and all 3 passed polygraph examinations. All 3 described the same room, the same entities, the same procedures, without comparing notes first. The researchers specifically kept them apart. 3 separate people, same story, every time. This one is genuinely obscure, so bear with me. 2 camp counselors at Buff Ledge Summer Camp in Vermont are sitting on a dock on Lake Champlain when a glowing cigar-shaped object appeared over the water, and both experienced missing time. The case was investigated a decade later. The 2 witnesses were hypnotized separately by different researchers who had never spoken to each other. Their accounts of what happened during the missing time matched in specific, verifiable detail. 10 years apart, different researchers, same story. The investigators' book documenting the cross-references runs 300 pages, so I'm sure it's just nothing. Australian pilot Frederick Valentich is flying a Cessna over Bass Strait when he contacts air traffic control to report an unidentified craft hovering above him. The transmission lasts 17 minutes. He describes 4 bright lights, metallic, orbiting directly overhead. Then he says, and this is the actual transcript, it is hovering and it's not an aircraft. Then there is a metallic scraping sound and then silence. Valentich and his plane were never found. No wreckage, no body, no debris. A photograph taken from shore that same evening shows an unidentified object in the sky above the strait. Valentich was never seen again. 4 art students, the Weiner twins, Charlie Foltz, and Chuck Rack, are camping in the Allagash wilderness when a craft descended and pulled their canoe upward. When they got back to shore, the enormous bonfire they'd built specifically to last for hours had burned down to cold embers. Years later, all 4 were separately hypnotized, again by independent researchers. All 4 described the same examination room, the same beings, the same procedures. All of them submitted to polygraph tests, and they all passed. I genuinely don't know what you're supposed to do with this information. I mean, how else do we explain this? September 27th, 1989, children playing in a public park in Russia report a sphere descending and beings emerging, roughly 9 feet tall, small heads. One boy briefly disappeared entirely before reappearing moments later. Here is what makes this case different from some of the others on this list. TASS reported it. Not a tabloid, not a rumor. The official Soviet state newswire covered the incident in detail. Soviet scientists were sent to investigate and reported finding a landing site. The government of the USSR officially acknowledged this one. The Soviet government said it happened, so, I mean, that's definitely something. Kelly Cahill is driving home through Dandenong Ranges in Victoria with her husband when a large craft appeared. She lost consciousness and woke up 45 minutes later on the roadside. Her account would be compelling on its own, but here's the thing. Another car was on the road that night. Those people had never met Kelly Cahill. They reported almost the exact same encounter, same kind of beings, same location, same timeline, independently. A triangular marking appeared on Kelly's body afterward. Investigators also found a circle of flattened dead grass at the site both groups described. 2 separate cars, 2 separate accounts, and they didn't even know each other. That is so weird. December 6, 1978, Italian security guard Pier Fortunato Zanfretta radios his supervisor in a panic from his patrol car near Genoa. His supervisor asks if he's being attacked by men. The actual transcript records Zanfretta's response, quote, "They are not men." What followed was not one abduction. It was 11. Over 6 years. His employer filed official reports every single time. Italian military police investigated. 52 separate witnesses reported a craft over the area during the incidents. He passed multiple polygraph examinations and described the same beings in consistent detail across every session. 11 times, 6 years, 52 witnesses. May 14th, 1988, Amaury Rivera wakes up in his car in Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico, with no memory of the last several hours. He finds photographs in his camera that he doesn't remember taking. The photos show a disc-shaped craft being actively followed by what appears to be US military fighter jets. Photo analysts who examined the images found no evidence of tampering. Aviation experts independently identified the jets from their silhouettes. Rivera says the beings gave him a warning message for humanity, but they told him he was not allowed to share it publicly just yet. A man wakes up in his car with photographs he didn't take of something being escorted by a military aircraft. I really can't explain that one. September 16th, 1994, 62 children at Ariel School in Rua, Zimbabwe are at morning recess when a craft descends near the school boundary. They ran inside in a panic. A BBC journalist arrived the same day and interviewed them. Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner John Mack flew to Zimbabwe and spent years interviewing them separately. Their drawings matched, their descriptions matched, but here's what separates this case from every other one on this list. The children described receiving a telepathic message, not a physical encounter, a message about humans not taking care of the planet. 62 separate children all drew the same beings, all reported the same message. John Mack said until his death, he could not explain what they experienced. Isn't that fun? A pilot who vanished mid-sentence, 4 people whose campfire burned down while they were gone, and 62 children who all drew the same thing independently, and nobody has explained it. These were 10 alien abductions, and science hasn't given us a complete answer on a single one. Let me know in the comments which case disturbs you the most. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I've been your host today, Livy Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Bye!